Good evening, this is Cap, here to drive you crazy, and welcome back to Driven Deep, Boston Red Sox Baseball. And thank you very much for all the people who had supported me. I mentioned out on my Twitter that my wife was actually feeling kind of sick after having her vaccination shot, so I was kind of out for the last couple of days. But let's just get right back into it with the Boston Red Sox taking a victory over the New York Yankees 4-2. The scoring happened like this. The bottom of the second, Kike Hernandez with a sacrifice fly, allowing Bogaerts to score and allowing Rafael Devers to move over to third base. Bobby Dahlbeck having himself a sacrifice fly that was actually in foul territory, but heads up running by Rafael Devers to allow him to score, making Boston 2-0 at the bottom of the second. And the bottom of the third, Hunter Renfroe had himself a solid single that allowed Bogaerts to be able to score. And then a little bit of quietness after that, but a lot of good pitching matches and some left on base, of course. But we came down to the bottom of the seventh, where Xander Bogaerts had basically a couple of feet away from having himself a home run, but ultimately allowed it to be a sacrifice fly, allowing Michael Chavis to score, putting up Boston 4-0. And then the top of the eighth, DJ LeMahieu having himself a solo home run and allowing the Yankees to go up 4-1. And then on the top of the ninth, DJ LeMahieu having himself another single, which then ultimately became the final score with Boston 4 and the Yankees 2. The winning pitcher today is Nathan Eovaldi, going now 8-4. Montgomery is the losing pitcher at 3-2, and Ottavino is now with his 5th save of the season. The Red Sox having 9 hits. The Yankees having 9 hits. The Red Sox having 10 hits. Neither team having any errors. Let's just jump straight into how the batting situations went. On the Yankees side of it, LeMahieu was actually the most productive person in this game today, going 4 for 5 with, again, the 2 RBIs with the 1 home run. Aaron Judge going 2 for 4 with 1 walk and 1 strikeout. Gary Sanchez 1 for 3 with 1 walk. Stanton, I'm not going to even try. 3-1 with 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. Voit, 0 for 4 with 1 strikeout. Urshela was 0 for 4. Gleyber Torres was 1 for 4. And Duhar was 0 for 3 with 1 strikeout. And then Brett Gardner was 0 for 3 with 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. 34 at-bats, only the 2 runs, the 9 hits, with the 7 strikeouts and 4 walks. There was a 1 for 4 with runners in scoring position, leaving 9 on base. Over the Boston side, Michael Chavis had a pretty good game, 1 for 4 with his 1 run, 1 strikeout though. Alex Verdugo had a quiet night with an 0 for 4 performance with 1 strikeout. JD Martinez 1 for 4 with 1 strikeout as well. And Xander Bogaerts going 3 for 3 today with the 2 runs, the 1 RBI, bringing his average up now to a .327. This guy is a must first starter for his All-Star. Please go and vote for this guy. He has been such a contributing factor to the Red Sox all year long. He deserves to be the starting shortstop come the All-Star game. Rafael Devers going 1 for 3 with his 1 run, 1 walk as well. Hunter Renfroe was actually a very productive guy himself in this game, 3 for 4 with his 1 RBI. Kike Hernandez was 0 for 2, but he had the sacrifice fly, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout as well, though. Bobby Dahlbeck, unfortunately, having another 0 for 3 game, but at least not by strikeouts. There was a lot of just loud and, unfortunately, long fly balls that got him mostly out for all the time. But he did have the 1 RBI again because of the pop-out that he had far off from the first baseman, which allowed Rafael Devers to come in from the third base. Very heads-up running from him. And, of course, Connor Wong, who is the first appearance in his major league debut as a batter, gets the hit. Unfortunately, he goes 1 for 3 for the rest of the game with the 2 other strikeouts, but ultimately it's a very good sign to show that he came in as a new catcher for the team and was able to get the hit that he needed. 30 at-bats, the 4 runs, 10 hits, 4 RBIs, 2 walks, but 6 strikeouts. 3 for 7 in runners with scoring position, 7 left on base. There was a double play that had Chavis to Bogarts to Dahlbeck and Devers to Chavis to Dahlbeck. For the pitching, it came out Montgomery, who went 6 innings, allowing 8 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. And then Abreu, who went the 2 innings with only 2 hits, with 1 run, earned run, and 1 strikeout. On the pitching side for Boston, Eovaldi having a great night, having gone 7 2/3 of an inning, allowing 7 hits, only the 1 earned run, which was the home run by by DJ LeMahieu, who it was already up in the higher pitching count. He had like over 100 plus pitches, so he went a little extra farther for someone who was already taking advantage and was able to finally get the home run. So ultimately, can't give him too much slack for that. But also with the 6 strikeouts, the Sawamura was the one that was the biggest concern. After allowing the home run, Sawamura comes in, looks at 3 batters, and walks all 3 of them. It was a very scary situation, knowing that, obviously the Yankees could have had a way to be able to find a way to tie the game, or actually extend the game, after knowing that they had to go up against Judge, Sanchez, and Stanton. Luckily, Ottavino comes in, goes the 1 1/3 inning, only allows 2 hits, the 1 run that came in, earned run, with 1 walk and 1 strikeout to finish up the game. So ultimately, this was a very crazy game when you really look at it. It was a very tense game, especially coming down to the last couple of innings. Eovaldi absolutely killed it all the way throughout. It was our last 2 pitchers that had to come in that really made this game a lot more interesting than it should have been. But with the Red Sox winning this game, they still are half a game behind the Rays for first place in the division. Still obviously holding first spot right now for wild card, but it's still very far away to talk about that. But let's just jump straight into the next game, the Game 3, which is obviously going to be a very interesting game. I've looked up this and have a lot to talk about it. So obviously, Garrett Cole, who is 8 for 3 with a 2.33 ERA, and Mr. Spider Tack himself, if you wish to say it, but he is the one that everyone makes this whole big ordeal about, this pitching change, or the pitchers getting checked, after innings. Obviously, if you've been keeping it up, we know about the mid-inning situations that have been going on during some games, and how it's been a very big situation for a lot of people when it comes to all this new tactics to be able to have a better grip on the baseball. But ultimately, we'll be going up against Eduardo Rodriguez, who has still been in a very tough struggles since going 5-0, has still right now 5-4 with a 6.07 ERA. We'll just go through some of the batters right now. For Garrett Cole, which I had a very interesting take on this one, because pretty much everyone except for Bobby Dahlbeck and Connor Wong have not gone up against this guy. Xander Bogaerts is actually rough. What would that one actually be? That'd be like 3 for 13, 1 home run. Michael Chavis is 0 for 2. Rafael Devers is actually 0 for 8 against him. Marwin Gonzalez is 1 for 2 with an RBI against him. Kike Hernandez is 1 for 2 against him. DJ Martinez is 2 for 10. Hunter Renfroe is actually only 1 for 11. And this one is the one that really caught my attention. For someone who has actually been known as a very struggling hitter for us, Danny Santana right now is actually 7 for 12 against Garrett Cole with 1 home run and 2 RBIs. So we might actually see Danny Santana in the starting lineup tomorrow just because of his, stacked record against Garrett Cole. And of course, Christian Vasquez is 2 for 5 against him, and Alex Verdugo is 1 for 3 with 1 home run. On the opposite side, Miguel Duhar is 2 for 10 with 1 home run, 3 RBIs for that one. Frazier is 1 for 2. Brett Gardner actually has quite a few at-bats, obviously being in the same division for such a long time. 23, having a 261 average. Higashioka is 0 for 2. Aaron Judge has gone up against him 22 times with only a 136 average, so might see a good set of pitching against him. DJ LeMahieu, 13 at-bats with a 231 average. Odor is 2 for 5 against him. Gary Sanchez with 15 at-bats and a 200. Stanton is 7 at-bats, going 143. Torres is 17 at-bats, going 353. 16 at-bats for Urshela, who is 375, and Voigt, who actually holds probably the best right now with 10 at-bats and 5 hits, 1 home run, and 3 RBIs from that one. Only person that has not gone up against him is Tyler Wade. So this is going to be obviously, again, a very interesting game to come into this one. Sorry for the additional talking on some of the points that I wanted to bring up about this next game. But obviously, with the series that's been going on right now, obviously yesterday was the Dustin Pedroia game. Great win for the Red Sox on that game, and we'll go on to see if the Red Sox can be able to continue and get another sweep against the Yankees. But thank you very much once again for watching my videos. Please leave a like if you appreciated my video, and leave a comment if you want to share anything. Helps with the algorithm. And obviously, I'll always have my little subscription button right over here, so that way you can be able to follow me and any other content that I may be able to put out for you. Once again, my name is Cab, and I am here to drive you crazy. Aloha, God bless, and take care.